Now, some Ghanaians have protested against Nigerians, accusing them of engaging in mass prostitution and indulging in ritual killings in their country. Protesters in their large numbers were seen wielding placards with various inscriptions such as "Armed robbery and violent attacks must stop." Again, "Our health at stake due to mass prostitution," etc. Now, the truth is, both Ghana and Nigeria share lots in common to institute a war of attrition in the 21st century, Wale.
Well, I'm happy that we brought this topic for discussion.
Yeah.
Because part of the responsibility of media people is to set agenda for conflict resolution. And I think we would like to see a situation where this problem is resolved to the benefit of people, in both countries. The issue is that I don't think Ghanaians are against Nigerians.
In the strict sense of the word.
In the strict sense of the word. If you look at our history, for about 200 years, Nigerians have settled, especially Yoruba people, they have settled in Ghana. There is a man that left Ilorin, his name is Briama, up to today. And the problem is not even that they set up a kingdom. No.
Yeah.
This man, we had a kingdom in Kumasi, Greater Accra.
Okay.
And the current one is the 8th king over 200 years. He's a member of the Ghana Council of Traditional Chiefs. He's a Yoruba person.
Oh, really?
He's been there for over 200 years.
Please add that the late great Zik of Africa practiced journalism.
He was in journalism in Ghana.
He was the editor of
in 1950 or thereabout.
Yeah.
When the then Speaker of Parliament in Ghana resigned due to health reasons, there was a certain Akinwumi that became the Speaker in Ghana, in the Parliament of Ghana. So we've had a long relationship, and I think that at a point, even the Hausa people, they started going to Ghana in 15th century during the rule of of the king of Kano. His name is Baja. They started moving to Ghana in large numbers. Up to today, when you go to Ghana, you see where they call Zongos. That we see a lot of.
And don't forget,
they use Hausa on national television.
Ghana was known as a gold
coast. They use Ghana as national television. They use it in their radio in Ghana. So we have built a long relationship. And I think at the time, Awolowo also built a very fertile relationship with Ghana. To the extent that OAU started studying Chui language. So we should realize this historical relationship between us and exploit it to the brim. What is happening now is unusual. It's not that somebody is setting up a king. We have had kings, who are of Nigerians living there. And you see, during the time of Abacha, Ghana gave us a lot of support. We used to stay in a place called Labadi. Myself, Dakpolo Nyomi, Chido Onuma, and one Mrs. Oladepo, whose husband was shot in Abeokuta. And on the day of burial, those who killed the man, they came with the suit that they took away from the victim. So the woman was traumatized, had to run to Ghana. They gave us a house located in a place called Labadi.
Okay.
Owned by people the Ga people of Ghana, who migrated from Osu. So when you are talking about Osu caste system, I mean Osu Castle in Ghana, it's named after the Osu city we have here, where the Ga people migrated in 17th century. So we have this rich, robust historical relationship with Ghana. Yeah. When you listen to Chui, they say, when you go to the airport, they say Akwaba, Ekwabo, Akwaba. They say me bus is here. I'm coming just now. So we've had very good relationship that I don't think we should allow this thing to flounder. Yeah. Now what is going on is that the third migration of Nigerians into Ghana, which happened just the past 10-15 years, a lot of people, are just desperate to survive. They got to Ghana, they decided to go into crime, 419, Yahoo, manufacturing, prostitution, manufacturing fake drugs. Yeah.
Tampering with electricity.
Yeah, so it polluted the culture of Ghanaians. I was in Ghana not too long ago, and when I got there, there was a crime, and they were broadcasting on violent crime. Then the police said that, look, those who committed this crime, they are not Ghanaians. They are not Ghanaians. They caught them about 5 days after. They happen to be Nigerians. Because there is crime in Ghana, but not violent crime. Now people go there to kidnap. They kidnap and bring people to Port Harcourt or to Lagos. they will set up a sort of scam that they want to help you to travel to Canada. And then, so a lot of people have been victims. They are in thousands. Now they are rising up to say, look, enough is enough. So
enough is already too
Ghanaians
much.
don't hate also. And I'm happy that the federal government is doing something.
Yeah.
You know, trying to go into that country and then talk to them and then work out a kind of, and I believe government can do more in terms of integration, regional integration through sports, academic exchanges, festivals, so that we can see ourselves as Africans and one people. If you don't manage it well, it can lead to a lot of sub-regional crisis.
Diplomacy is the word.
Yeah.
BKO, you know, a little bit of history.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Before I continue with this video, if you're new here, my name is Ella Chilaka and I am the one and only Ohema Abana of the Asante Kingdom and the whole of Ghana right here on YouTube, okay? So please give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe if you like my kind of videos, okay? And please, to my lovely OGs, you know I love you. Thanks for coming back today. This video, I've really decided for a long time to ignore all this whole tension and all this whole Ghana must go, Nigeria must go, brouhaha happening, and especially since the Minister of Foreign Affairs had announced that there is not going to be any Nigeria must go, and even the presidency has reassured Nigerians that nothing of such would happen. But then you still find out on social media that a lot of Ghanaians are still clamoring for the Nigeria must go. And as a matter of fact, some disturbing comments that I've been reading were like, oh, the president can't speak for the people, will take laws into our hands, and how they will vote him out and all that. It gets really disturbing. I mean, for some of us who don't really function well when there is chaos and all this whole go, it becomes kind of worrisome, because you can't really relax. Fear of the unknown. You don't know what might happen, and a situation where you might be taken unawares. I personally like to avoid such situations from coming up. And then a lot of bloggers and media houses who have been talking about these whole issues have really been doing it with sentiments, which I don't really enjoy paying attention to. But when I came across this particular video that I'm playing now, it made me realize that, okay, good, at least there are still some sensible journalists out there who are not blinded with emotions, who are not blinded with tribalism, who are not blinded with immaturity. Let me use that word. So I had to watch the video till the end. I said, no, I must play this video to remind us once again that yes, we are one. As Africans, we are one, in as much as we know that a lot of Nigerians are doing a whole lot of disappointing things everywhere, right? But we shouldn't write everyone off because some people are committing some things, that because it's not everybody that is guilty. Anyway, we'll get to that point. Just watch this video till the end so you understand better where I'm coming from. Let's proceed.
Not hurt us here. Nigerians must go has a history.
Yeah.
During our war, 1969, at the height of our avoidable civil war, the Ghanaian president, head of state at the time, General Ankara, ordered Nigerians out of Ghana. This was due to something in the neighborhood of what he has just said. And we retaliated in 1982 in the Shagari years. Ghana must go.
1983. Yes. President Shagari at that time felt that he needed to expel about 2 million undocumented immigrants, especially from Ghana. And the Ghanaians cited economic pressures and all that. But in this case, they are demanding the expulsion of Nigerians over allegations of rising crime, including prostitution, ritual killings, and economic dominance. Economic dominance can be a crime, but they are claiming that many Nigerians were responsible for missing children and rising violence in Ghanaian communities. And they even cited an Igbo king in Ghana, saying they have hijacked their land. Nigerians, on their part, believe that the Ghanaians are been persistently discriminating against them, victimizing them, especially Ghanaian landlords, and they also talked about selective enforcement of business regulations that disproportionately affect Nigerian-owned enterprises or entrepreneurs. When Nigerians get to a place, they are so aggressive in the area of business that within a short time, they begin to do very well. I remember when IGI got to Ghana, within a short time, IGI became so successful that the then IGI CEO, Oloude, even demanded for a fresh license to set up another insurance company. We are very enterprising. We are very aggressive and goal-oriented when it comes to business. But we also have to be careful. We must be good ambassadors of our country wherever we find ourselves.
You see, I do not blame Ghanaians or anybody at all who refuses to rent their houses to Nigerians. Especially where he mentioned landlords and all that. If, like I've always said, if you feel that a country, someone doesn't welcome you, you leave. If you feel that where you are staying, you don't feel loved, you don't think the people around there like you, leave there. That has always been my motto, and it's never going to change. If I get to somewhere and the energy around there is too negative for my liking, I leave. It has happened kuro in you people's presence here. I left my rent that is still running. Like, I still had over 6 months there, over almost 15,000 Ghana cedis. I left it to move because why? I need my sanity. I love positive energy. I like it when I feel relaxed. I don't like negativity flying all over me. So if the landlords refuse, if those ones feel that Ghanaians discriminate around them, go to countries that you feel welcome you. Go to countries that you feel that, okay, they like you, right? You don't keep coming to somewhere you know that you're not welcomed and keep complaining that you're not welcome, because you already know that you were not welcome even before you started coming. So if you feel Ghanaians discriminate against some, of course, then don't go there. Don't come to Ghana. And if you're already here and you feel they are discriminating, you leave. I'm a big fan of leaving when you don't feel welcomed anymore. And then when it comes to the landlords not renting their houses to Nigerians, I do not blame any landlord at all. Apart from the fact that, yes, they commit crimes when in these houses, when they rent these houses, they use it to, do a whole lot of negative things that end up putting even the landlord in trouble. Because when the government or when the police comes to make these arrests, somehow the owner of the house gets involved. He gets into trouble because his apartment or his property is being used for some of these negative crimes, right? But apart from that part alone, when someone spends their money to build a house or build a property to their, and rent it to Nigerians, a lot of Nigerians don't know how to manage people's properties. They don't know how to keep the houses that they rent clean. They don't know how to maintain the things they meet in somebody's house that they rented to you. So people buy brand new stuffs and, semi-furnish their apartments and rent to you. And before you finish staying there for even up to 6 months, you've already spoiled so many things for them. It's bad. Nigerians, a lot of them don't know how to manage properties. Take a look at those hostels, for instance. Those are human beings staying there. Apart from the fact that they are old and things, how about the neatness? They don't know how to keep people's properties tidy and clean and maintain them positively, like at least let the next person that is coming to live there also enjoy the way you enjoyed when you moved in. Is a big problem with a lot of Nigerians. So if a Ghanaian landlord refuses to rent their houses to them, I do not blame them at all. That one, Nankasa, if I'm a Nigerian and I own a house, I wouldn't rent to a Nigerian. That is the truth. Anyway, let's continue.
Going to another country to peddle drugs, that is illicit drugs, is not what any country will accept. And some Nigerians have actually been sentenced to death and executed for exporting illicit drugs to other countries. We have demanded that drug trafficking, the punishment for drug trafficking in our country is like a slap in the wrist. That let us do our best to come up with proportionate punishment for drug trafficking. America arrested a serving president of a country because
Noriega.
Manuel Noriega, because that was in 1989, December 1989, because they felt that his activities and his support for illicit drugs was destroying the lives of their children. So there's no way that our people will go to Ghana and be involved in the things that they are talking about, like drug trafficking, like ritual killing, and all that, and even crime. That you should expect that the people, their blood will boil. You should expect that they will not take kindly to it. But what gives me joy is that the president, the federal government is not quiet. A special envoy has been sent to...
Sorry, before I continue there, how do you expect the government to put a strict punishment for drug crimes when the people that are running the country are drug barons? How does it work? Like, how are you not supposed to live by example? How are you supposed to make these laws work when the people who are supposed to set the said laws are the ones committing the most crimes? Make it make sense to me. Because I mean, how I'm a drug baron and I'm the head of this house. How do I tell my kid not to sell drugs, or I'll deal with you when I'm the one when I'm the ogapata of drug trafficking, right? Anyway, let's continue.
Ghana to meet with the president so that diplomatically they can look at this issue and try to solve it. That's Bianca Ojukwu, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. She went to Ghana, and the president of Ghana has already said Nigeria is not a country that they can abandon. You pointed because we go back a long time.
We are rich, potentially rich.
No, it's not even. We have a good relations. It's not. It's not all about money. Even in terms of our history, there is a lot of alignment, if I can use that word, in terms of even the history of Nigeria and Ghana. When you talk about coup in Nigeria, almost at the same time, you see something like that happening in Ghana.
No, our first coup was in January. Ghana's first coup was in February 1966.
Jerry Rawlings surrender power in 1979. Obasanjo also surrendered power shortly after Jerry Rawlings in 1979, not before him. Because some people will say Obasanjo was the first to willingly. Of course, that is historically untrue. Jerry Rawlings handed over to civilians before Obasanjo. And then let me the same within a short time. The military chased away civilians in our country. About that same time was when the Ghanaians also chased away the military in their country. So we are too interconnected as two countries from the West Coast.
I was going to
be fighting one another.
You know, musically speaking.
High Life. High Life came from Ghana.
The Ghanaian group, Uhuru Dance Band, at a time was led by a Nigerian, Wale, Samuel Obot, and Joe Mensah the great Nigerian, Ghanaian musician, came
Yes,
to,
I live musician.
yeah,
Yes. Mhm.
and did a collaboration with the late Victor Olaya.
Victor Olaya,
so,
yes.
so there's
That's what I'm saying, that we go back a long time and we are too interconnected as two countries from the West Coast for this sort of thing to be happening. I know that in some cases, what the Nigerians are saying, the unfair and selective enforcement of business regulations, I know that there's a level of truism about it. But we should also clean up our act.
okay.
We cannot export bad behavior to another country and expect that we won't be resistant.
Oh, yeah.
We have to realize that.
Yeah.
Because even in other countries too, we are being resisted where we are misbehaving. Look at what happened in UAE, for example, where they had to impose a visa ban because of the irresponsible behavior of some Nigerians. Some Nigerians took, what's it called, cultism. Did you see a video of Nigerians carrying machetes in Dubai, chasing one another, cultists? So countries will move against us when some of our people
misbehave.
Yeah, they will move against our people in those places.
Yeah.
We can only call for calm at this time because it's not everyone that is guilty.
Yeah.
So don't tar everybody with the same brush.
That's it.
I want to be able to go to Ghana
Okay.
and
When
move around freely.
When you are going, take me up. Well, quickly.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? My people will have a saying. While you are warning the mother hen to keep the chicks safely, you must also talk to the hawk.
Oh yeah, we have a similar.
But the hawk must survive now.
Yes.
And they can only survive by eating.
Yeah.
So,
They won't take your advice.
Well, you know, they say when you are in Rome,
Behave like Romans.
So we must apply the brakes here.
Sure.
Time is the master, but not before thanking Babajide Kolade Otitoju. BKO, thank you for your intervention.
Thank you.
And no less so,
Thank you.
Adewale Adeoye, thank you
Thank you very much.
for weighing in.
Thank you. Yeah.
So our job is done, and that will just about do it for the show.
So, guys, one thing, no, not one thing. There are 3 things I noticed about this video I just posted. This video I just played now. Number 1, these journalists, from the journalists, the people, the guest speakers, they were all Yorubas. They were from the Yoruba tribe. From the names that he mentioned, these are Yoruba men. And age-wise, you can tell that they are not, Gen Z. They know exactly a lot of, I don't know how true some of the information they give out, how true it is, but you can tell that these people are speaking from things that they knew happened during their days, not like us that read some of these things during our days, right? Where I'm driving at is that these are Yoruba people, and they didn't try to make this whole thing about the Igbos. That's the number 1 thing I noticed in this particular video that I played that gave me some kind of comfort, like, okay, at least for once there can be a situation where things can be talked about in all honesty, without sentiments, without anybody trying to put the blame only on a particular tribe. These are Yorubas, and when you come to Nigeria, the Igbos and Yorubas actually have the highest rivalry you can think of. But these men didn't make these things about Yorubas. They didn't make these things about Igbos. Nowhere in this video I played did they mention that the Igbos are the ones committing these crimes in Ghana. The Igbos are the problems Nigerians have and has always had. The Igbos are the ones that this and this and that. No. That is number 1. They didn't make this about tribe at all. They were talking about Nigeria. They didn't talk about it as is Igbo, like some Sikh people are always pushing that narrative out there. In as much as I'm not a fan of Igbo people, but I do not enjoy it when people try to really, really form saints, when they do worse. right? And try to make it look like some other person is actually committing worse because you're not caught, so you're innocent, and the other person is guilty because you've not been caught, right? And then that's number one. They didn't make this about tribe. Number two, even when they mentioned about the Igbo king on the things they listed, they didn't say that was the major problem in Ghana. They didn't say that was the main reason for this whole thing. They talked about the Igbo king, and they talked about the whole crimes that most Ghanaians listed that are triggering them. And I really love and respect that about these men. That is number one. Number two, you notice they didn't generalize. They were always, you would always hear some Nigerians, some Ghanaians, a lot of Nigerians. You see, that is when maturity speaks. Maturity does not speak with sentiment. You face that reality and understand that not everyone is guilty. They were saying some Nigerians do this, some Nigerians do that, a lot of Nigerians do this and that, and it is true. So this, I liked it about this particular video. And please, Nigerians in Ghana or anywhere at all in the diaspora, like they said, these are our fathers. They said when you go to Rome, behave like the Romans. And now it doesn't mean that when you go to a country that commits crime, you should also commit crime with them because you want to behave like the Romans. Please, the Romans here is the positive part of the country, so behave positively. Obey the laws, stay away from crime. If you must commit crime, like I always say, go back home. Take it to Nigeria. Don't go and export it to another people's countries, and peace will reign. So you people should start by respecting yourselves wherever you go, so that people can also respect and welcome you, or at least like you. And if you feel that you are being disliked wherever you go, then stop going to people's places. Stay at home and be like yourself in the house, right? So guys, this video gave me so much joy, and please, like they said, it's not everybody that is guilty. So we should please understand how important peace is to us as Africans. We have kids, and we don't expect our kids to experience some kind of conflicts and all that growing up. We don't need kids getting traumatized, honestly. So please, my darlings, let everybody live an upright life. If you want to be loved, act right first. Then let it be that people are not appreciating the fact that you're acting right. You have to do it right first before you start blaming people for not liking you. So guys, let me know what you think in the comment section about what we just watched, and I hope to read from you, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you.